Bump Force? That's right, Bump Force. How's it going, everybody? Jerome here, back bringing you guys another video in regards to something special, something unique, and that is Jump Force. Now, before I get into it, I know that this video seems weird. I know that this video is out of place hella hard. I know that it's just not similar to any of the games that I have played on this channel before. I know, it's just weird, but hear me out. One, I'm actually enjoying this game. I'm enjoying it a little bit more than I should. And it's also bringing me back to like the anime arena style stuff. And that's where the second reason comes in. The second reason is because I actually played a lot of Storm games. Especially 2. 2 is being my favorite, but believe it or not, I actually did a lot of videos regarding Storm 3 on this channel. I had an intro and everything. But sadly, and I know this is going to be weird as hell, but sadly I had to delete those videos long ago, and that is due to the fact it was the time when the YouTube copyright strikes were freaking coming into the fray. So all my videos got flagged hella hard, and it's not because of the gameplay itself, it's because of the intro I used, which is literally an entire Naruto intro, which back then was fine. Like, you didn't get strikes, you didn't get flags or anything of that nature. It was fine. But then again, as time passed, the flagging stuff went out of control and I got hit hella hard. Believe it or not, I used to do AMVs. I know, weird. But anyways, I just wanted to make this video talking about Jump Force from the closed beta perspective alongside with the open beta perspective, and if anything, talk about like what they can change and the issues I kind of had with it and the bugs I ran into. So first thing is first, the closed beta. I actually had fun with the closed beta. The combat was a lot slower than how it is now in the open beta, alongside with one of the most interesting things that they actually did for the entire game, and that was the pop-up mechanic that actually consumed a portion of your stamina meter that is at the bottom of the screen. At least that's what I called it, so I don't know what it's officially called, but I'm calling it stamina. So what's interesting is that I love, like I said before, I loved the Storm games. Storm 2 was my favorite of them all. So how the pop-up mechanic actually worked out within the closed beta reminded me so much of Storm 2, because back in Storm 2, they actually didn't have a substitution bar. We weren't limited to how many substitutions we can actually do. Well, we were, but it wasn't like by 4. It was basically based on your chakra meter. So considering that in Storm 2, the chakra, and Storm 3 and all, the chakra meter would have been like nearly the size of the entire life bar that you had, that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot. But there was one thing that people just started doing, and that is to counter the substitution by rushing into them, and that canceled it hella hard. And if you're gonna be those guys that just continuously substitute, you're out of luck, because one, you're gonna run out of chakra and you're gonna have to recharge for that stuff. 2, you're gonna have to block or just evade and call assist to just, you know, help you in that certain predicament. So within the closed beta of Jump Force, how the pop-out mechanic happened in it reminded me heavily on Storm 2, because again, in Jump Force, you could do that too. You popped out continuously and you could literally punish somebody with your ultimate, which was a little BS, which I have to be honest about. But even if your opponent pops out, rush to them to basically stop them from doing any freaking moves. So I was like, yeah, I really did like this. I really liked the closed beta of Jump Force. If anything, I didn't run into too many bugs, except for one big one that occurred in when I was using Toguro, Rukia, and I think it was Seiya. I have a video on it if you guys want to look at it. Basically, after I called a Seiya assist during a match, the combo counter actually stayed on screen. So after being far away from each other and confronting it again, the combo counter continued to count. It was like in like 40s or something, and then I comboed into, I think it was Togoro's ultimate move, right? But the damage scaling was heavy. It was heavy. So that is the one thing that I ran into. I don't know if anybody else ran into that, but that was a pretty big bug. And back then, usually the ultimate moves did like basically like half your life. So me not doing that back in the closed beta, I was genuinely shocked. I guess that's really it for the closed beta perspective. It was fun. People fighting in McDonald's bathroom, so the matches were hella hard to do. There was a ton of delay. You could find matches a lot faster than I expected, and the loading times are another issue. The loading times in the games is just a freaking horrendous thing, so if they could cut that down, that'd be great. And don't you dare tell me that cutting down loading times is impossible when freaking Bloodborne did it. Anyways, now let's talk about the open beta, its current state. It's crazy. The combat is a lot faster, and the one biggest thing that has a lot of people talking is the drastic change in the pop-outs and how much you can do. Like I said, in a closed beta, you could pop out continuously. Obviously until when your stamina was gone or when you just didn't want to do it anymore. Now, for some reason, they decided to have only one single pop-out, and I think that's a little BS. I truly think so, because what was great about having basically an infinite amount of pop-outs was that either you're gonna get punished or you can punish me. That was the thing, because the pop-out has this big-ass effect where it just has pink. That's what happens. So when you see that, anybody can honestly just press L1, rush, and then continue their combos. With it only being one, that kind of kills the purpose of a pop-out when given the opportunity to just be able to rush towards your opponent instantly right when that happens. And to make matters worse, rushing requires stamina. So when you're far away, you're going to have to wait for a long time for that stamina to even rebuild. And that is another thing. The stamina regeneration process within its current state is hella slow. It's hella slow. So why even have us pop out once? And it completely erases our entire stamina meter with the pop out happening and the regeneration process. Why is it only one pop out? So that is the biggest issue amongst a lot of people as of now. So I hope they actually do something regarding that. I really think if you want the pop outs still be in there, to just get a limit. If you're really like down to keep that as a mechanic in the game, put a limit on there. I mean, that's what Storm did. Like Storm 3, technically, right? Did Storm 3 started? I'm pretty sure it did. Like Storm 3 just put 4 pop outs, or possibly even 3. Since it's not a full circle, then put just 3 pop outs, and I think that will make a lot of people happy. Because at the end of the day, people are going to learn or people are not going to learn. When somebody is going to abuse the pop-out, guess what? Somebody who understands how the game plays are just going to bum rush you right after the pop-out and continue their combo, and you're just going to feel devastated because you're just abusing the pop-out. At least do it 3 pop-outs, 3 to 4, and I'll be fine with that, really. And what's funny is that I actually am not the only one that ran into this bug, and I think it's a pretty consistent bug. I mean, from what I was playing last night, it was pretty insane where I don't know what triggers it, but it's more or less your opponent or you yourself freezing. Like you bug out so hard that your character just freeze for like a couple of seconds, but you're still vulnerable to damage. So counting out the combo count that I said happened to me back in the closed beta, this one takes it to a whole new level where you're frozen, but you're still vulnerable to damage. That is horrible. That is actually horrible. So they're going to need to fix that. I also do believe that you actually find matches a lot faster than how you did back in the closed beta. And the loading times are still there, so that sucks. Alongside with something that's really an issue in the game as of now, and that is super armor. There are a ton of characters that have super armor, and it's pretty damn abysmal. And it's funny because even some characters back in the closed beta had it. Basically, when Sasuke, let's just say for example, is, you know, about to do his Chidori, but you're all up in his face, punching him, like trying to knock him out, but he still has the opportunity to freaking get you. He lands the special, even though you're whacking him in the face. Super armor is nearly everywhere in this game, and I think the one of the most BS things so far in this game is Kenshin Himura. Now, I discovered what he can do back when the open beta happened, but when it was having a lot of issues, so people just went offline. I found out what he can do, and it was disgusting. Basically, from what my knowledge is, throughout the entire roster, he is actually the only one that has a special move that can break your guard, drain all of your stamina, and put you in a knockdown state that he can combo off later. And it is BS from what the things I have pulled. Now, I did enjoy playing as him back in the open beta, and I'm pretty sure they're going to nerf his abilities and probably even super armor overall. But get this. This is where things get interesting. I'm going to show you guys a video right here. The move that breaks guard and knocks out your entire stamina is his triangle special. And that, even though it's such short range, it's very, very effective. Especially since it has super armor. There are two cases where I did the move and I held down the button, because you could actually hold down the button and you could move around with Kenshin. I absorbed an entire Gallic gun to the freaking face, and to make matters worse, I absorbed a Red Hawk from Luffy, and since he was close to me, I just let go of the button and boom, he was dead. So super armor is a big issue, and it's not just towards Kenshin, it's towards, like, obviously to Naruto, to Sasuke, to freaking Goku when he's just building up his Kamehameha. I'm sorry, Goku, but if I'm gonna be punching you in the nuts with Gon, I don't care who you are, you should be getting a hit. It's just rough. So either they scale back a bit on the super armor, or they just erase it completely. So super armor is a big issue as of now. Other than that, the netcode seems okay for the most part. Again, still fighting people like playing behind Burger King and stuff like that. So if anything, I just hope a lot of people are playing on a wired connection, and that is one thing that I'm hoping can happen, is that can we actually look for matches that have a good, like, connection. I think that'll be really helpful for the game. But as of now, they didn't do it, and sadly, when DOA 6 does it, but not Jump Force does it, it makes me worried, to be honest. And if there's even a lobby system, do the lobby. I mean, Dragon Ball FighterZ technically did a lobby system, and even though that was just part of how to fight said people back in the beta of Dragon Ball FighterZ, it still was an option to try to fight with your friends. So I hope the netcode gets a little bit better, but I just hope that a lot of people out there aren't just fighting on a Wi-Fi connection. I really, really don't. And I guess that really ends it for my impressions. It's a little bit positive. It's above than just meh, if anything. I do want to get this game because I haven't gotten into a 3D anime arena style fighting game in a very, very long time. Like, my last one being Storm 3. Like, the one I spent the most time with was in Storm 3. And if anything, it just reminds me a lot of Storm 2 and 3. So, looking forward to it. And really, I just hope the feedback from the Jump Force player base are going to be taken seriously. I really hope so. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. My name is Jerome, and I will see you guys within the next video.